Welcome, everybody, to our first ever Monday Mastermind session. And we'll be doing these every Monday, same time, same place. What the heck is a Monday Mastermind? What does that mean? Well, friends, here's what it is. It's just a high-level training where we take our best affiliates that are out there making it happen. You got to earn the mic time in our company, as we say. Nobody gets put on a pedestal. You got to earn your way on here. And what I love about the leaders we're attracting so far is they just freely, whether you're on their team or not, just pour into all of us, give us their best tips, best strategies, best insights. And what you'll find is a lot of the information they're going to cover is not going to apply in your Nelo life business journey, but really many other areas of life. And tonight, we're kicking these off with somebody that I just have so much respect for. This guy, when I use the word legend, I don't say that lightly with a lot of people. The guy I'm getting ready to introduce has been in relationship marketing, been in and around it for 4 decades. He's owned companies. He's ran other marketing companies. He's just a legend. He's been a top earner, all those good things. I just love him because he's got probably one of not the greatest marketing minds I've ever been around. I mean, a lot of what you've seen and will continue to see are the brainchild of Scotty. I mean, every day he sends me at least 8, 9, 10 texts. He loves to leave 2-3 minute audio messages. I listen to most of them. I'm kidding. I do. And it's like, it's gold. It's gold. It's gold. So we are so blessed to have him, as well as so many other great servant leaders that have accomplished so much and have said yes to this vision at our inception. It's such a blessing as owners to have so many great leaders, and especially Scotty, that are leading the charge, leading by example. He paid $79 to join like everybody else, and he was one of the, if not the very first, to already achieve the rank of 4-star. That's a pretty significant rank in our company. If you don't know what that means, it's a pretty big deal. And he's like, Eric, I'm just getting warmed up. This is fun. He's having fun again. And I'm just so grateful to have him. So without further ado, the man of the hour who's going to pour into us for our first ever Monday Mastermind session, the one and only 4-star Scotty Kufus. Take it away, brother.
Thank you so much. You can hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Right on, right on, right on. So, okay, cool. So you have to do the screen share. So at some point here, which is good. And then I'll share my screen when you're ready.
You can just share yours and it'll stop mine, buddy. You're good.
Okay, cool. I'll jump on that. All right. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. Good.
You're good, buddy.
All right, cool. All right. Well, I'm really excited about what I have to share with you today. I think one of the most important things really at all about the business is really sort of your why. Like, what is your reason why to go build your own business, your own empire, your own legacy? What's important to you? So for me, obviously, it's my children. And so as I look at 2024, I want to offer my highest and best. And so I have so much fun with my son, Aaron, and my daughter, Ella, as we try to explore the world and share each other. We're always sharing Instagram, TikTok videos, all these different places we want to visit. And it was just so serendipitous that while I was on a trip recently to Thailand, I was gone, and I was so grateful that when I came back, the founders of this company, Eric and Nick and Larry, got together and they picked up the phone and said, "Hey, we're glad you're back. We want to run something by you. We want you to take a look at what we're about to do and see if this is something you'd be interested in doing." And here I just got back from spending 3 weeks in Thailand and a few days in Dubai. And during that period of time, I was talking to international business leaders about what's going on around the world. And I was telling myself, I'm like, man, I need to be plugged in a lot more to the world market. I don't know about you, but the world is smaller than it's ever been. We're closer to anyone and anywhere on this earth than we've ever been. And so I just knew I wasn't tapping into my own potential and what was possible. And I kept hearing from business leaders around the world that there's these huge enterprises doing 800 million, a billion, billion 2, billion 4, 1.8 billion in business. And they were doing it in 1 and 2 years and less than 3 years worldwide. And I'd never heard of these companies. And I thought, that's crazy. Like, I've never heard of them. They're like, well, they don't operate in America. And I thought, what is that about? And like, why is that? And like, well, it's just difficult. The world's so much bigger. There's a billion people in Indonesia, a billion in India, a billion in China, 500 million in Africa and Europe and South America, all these places. There's a lot of opportunity available for other countries. And the United States just has lots of opportunities, but the rest of the world doesn't. And right then and there, I knew, man, I needed to tap into something like that. So when I got back, and Eric and Larry and Nick said, hey, here's what we're doing. I couldn't have been more happy with the decision that they had made in terms of the direction of Nelo. And so over the next couple of minutes, I want to talk to you really about what an extraordinary moment in time we have. And that at this unique moment in time over the next couple of years, you are not going to want to miss the next couple of years, not just the next couple of minutes or next couple of weeks or next couple of months. You certainly want to take action then. But the next couple of years are going to be just legendary for your family because there's a lot of changes in the world. We're hearing an awful lot about AI and how AI is transforming lots of different industries. But it's also an opportunity if you're a marketing professional, and I assume that you are if you're on this call tonight. If you're a marketing professional and a business professional and a branding professional, never before has it been easier for you to have a wider net to capture more of your own personal market share. And so this is not the time to be quiet. This is not the time to just watch and sit by the wayside. This is the time for you to hear this opportunity and take action. Why? Because first off, we're operating these massive markets like the travel industry, multi-trillion-dollar market's going to grow by another 50% over the next several years. The trading industry does trillions of dollars in business on a daily basis, people moving money around the world. The education business, worldwide has never been bigger or more powerful or more promising. More people have access to more information than any given time in history. And we have the opportunity to take these industries and even more on a digital platform to 24 different time zones in 150 plus countries around the world simultaneously. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary that we can launch a company that in literally weeks, we can create a platform that's accessible in dozens and dozens of different currencies, in dozens and dozens of different languages. I was playing with the Nelo site the other day. It was fun. I'm like, oh, let's take a look at this in Portuguese. Oh, check this out in Thai. Look at this in Cantonese. I'm just bouncing around going, this is incredible. I sent a presentation to someone in France and they got to see it in French. And I sent it to someone in Thailand. They got to see it in Thai. I've never had that before. It was just so simple. So you don't want to be sitting around quiet. You don't want to be sitting back with regret because in a couple of years from now, either you'll say, I'm glad I did, or I wish I would have. And we're warning you, we're suggesting to you at this very moment in time that you take action because it's never going to be as difficult as it is this week. And it's going to constantly be easier and easier and easier week after week after week. And what's fascinating is we're just a few days, not even a week, we're a few days in from the launch, and we already have thousands and thousands of participants, and we're on the precipice of tens of thousands of people joining over the next 6 or 8 weeks, hundreds of thousands of people joining over the next 4 to 6 months, and millions of people joining us in the next couple of years. And what's interesting is if corporations like, Amazon with their membership or Costco with their membership or the thousands of gyms across the country here in the United States and around the world that have hundreds of millions of members, the fascinating thing is that if these organizations can bring on 100 million plus members, certainly we can bring on 3, 5, 10 million members in the next couple of years. And if that's true, then taking action right now is the right decision. It isn't about watching, it's about doing. It's about getting out there and setting a pace. And so the future is going to be decided by the people that actually take action or do not take action. And so today we're going to talk about taking action and how important that is. So leadership is all in the doing. So what are you doing? What could you be doing? What should you be doing? Like, what are you actually doing every day? It's funny, your massive success is based on little things repeated over time. Just, there's a number of fantastic books I read in my lifetime. One of the best books, it's most interesting and most simplest concept is the idea of the slight edge, that just doing a little activity day by day by day by day compounds at a very, very high rate. And I think the market plan we have, this global build, the 2x16 global build we have, It couldn't make more sense, because you've all heard about the penny a day doubled, 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, etc. And in a week you have, 64 cents, and you're like, wow, I don't have hardly any money whatsoever after about a week. And then all of a sudden it's a couple $100, and then it's like tens of thousands of dollars. And then all of a sudden it's $5 million 30 days later. All it is doubling. Well, the same thing that we do in a matrix, right? You have 2 and then 4 and 8 and 16 and 32 and 64, 128. Well, wherever you are in the matrix, what's interesting is it's going to continue to grow. It has the opportunity to compound at the very same rate that the story with the penny compounds. But the only people that get the money at the end are the people that stay at the end. See, if you give up 3 days in and you have 8 cents, you're disappointed. Like, oh, where's my spillage? Where are my people? I'm 4 days in. But if you stay around a month or two, you're like, wow, look at the size of my group. It's crazy. I only started with a few people. Maybe I have 75 people. Maybe I have 180 people. Maybe I have 2,040 people. Who knows what you'll have, but you'll have more than you will 5 days in. You'll have more 5 weeks from now than now. You'll have more 5 months from now than 5 weeks from now, because you'll be better. You'll be duplicating yourself. You'll be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And we're going to talk about that. See, how do you improve the you in the equation? See, when everything comes down to it, it's up to you to build the business. It isn't about the upline and who does what for you. But the good news for you is, if you put the pressure on yourself to be basically what we call spillover givers versus spillover takers, if you're setting the pace, if everybody on your team was just like you, how many presentations did you do yesterday? How many would they be doing? How many introductions did you do the last 72 hours? Well, how many would they be doing? If everybody was just like you, what's your level of participation? Are you checking out the social media? Are you on Telegram? I'll tell you, our Nelo Life official pages are phenomenal. I've never been with a company ever in 42 years that had done better communication out of the gate than this company. They've organized themselves. We've got people focused on tasks. I just recently was with a company, one of the worst experiences of communication ever. I've been with lots of companies that had at best average communication. Here you're participating in a company that sends out messages all over Facebook, messages all over Telegram, messages through WhatsApp, constantly pinging people on, here's how to increase your profile online. Here's a Spanish presentation. Here's the Portuguese presentation. Here's how to hear the last presentation. This presentation will be posted. So are you plugging in? And are you reminding your team to plug in? See, leadership isn't just about you doing. You want to set an example, but it's following up and keeping people accountable to the doing as well. So your daily activity rate matters, like 10 in play and 2 today. You're having 10 conversations at any given time. You get 2 or 3 people every single day to make a decision for you. Do they decide to join you? Do they decide for more information? Do they decide it's not for them? See, it doesn't really matter as long as there's a daily activity rate. See, a third of the people are going to say yes, and a third of the people are going to say no. And another third of the people, hey, they're going to decide based on how you share the presentation. So what's your communication skill set? Well, you have to work on yourself. We're going to talk about that and what you can do, but it really has to do with your leadership IQ. So are you the problem on your team? Are you the solution? Like, are you a problem solver or a drama queen? And that's one of the things that's interesting is no matter what happens in a business, there's people that are forward-thinking people that are always about talking to the next people, enhancing people's lives, thinking about legacy. See, if you have perspective, if you understand you're only in this business for 4 days or 8 days, you've been around it for a couple weeks, then you understand that 2 months from now, your group will be significantly bigger if you just compound the exposure rate. You'll understand that. But if you compound the drama rate, you'll slow down. So if there's chaos in your group or people are distracted on certain things for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it can be for an honest reason. There's just a problem, but people perseverate on the problem long beyond the problem, or it's a perception of a problem and they're distracted by the perception of the problem. You can either be doing that or you can say, I have a problem, but I'm going to keep moving forward. The problem's over here. but my future's over here. The next conversation's over here. That's my future. The problem is my past. The problem occurred. I'm addressing it. Feelings visit, just like the clouds. You see the clouds in this picture. They don't stay. Clouds never stay. They constantly visit, like your emotions. And so sometimes people have really high emotions. And you have to be calm as a leader to realize, hey, when you launch a company, it's stressful. There's a lot of people that want to get in, or not enough people that want to get in, or there's not a lot of information right now. But see, here's the thing that I feel confident about. In the next 2 weeks, the next 4 weeks, we'll have thousands upon thousands of highly trained, highly effective communicators in all sorts of languages in 24 time zones in 150 countries. But it's going to take like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks for that to develop, because people have to ask their own questions. They have to understand things. They have to see presentations. They have to repeat things. They have to they have to communicate things to their teams. They have to see it work. They have to see the compensation plan work. They have to get paid. That doesn't happen in 4 days. It really doesn't even happen in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, but it happens the first couple months. So you have to give yourself a chance to earn while you're learning, and you have to be focused forward, not past. So you have to decide as a leader what you're going to spend your energy on. And so whatever you water, just like any garden grows, if you water the weeds grow. If you water the flowers and the vegetables, you eat well. It's very, very simple. So if it's meant to be, it's up to me. You have to detach yourself sometimes mentally from your upline. You as a leader have to detach yourself from them and say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Like, what could I do to solve this problem? How could I improve this direction? If you see a great solution, then you offer it to the upline, to the up team, to your team. You offer it to the company. The company wants to co-create this with you. One of the greatest blessings of the leadership of this company, the ownership of the company, is their heart, is their intention, is their co-creation agreement that says, if you got good ideas, please send them our way. We don't know everything. In fact, we know only so much, but you all know so much more. So if when you hear something, you learn something new, share it. If you have ideas, share it, right? So it's really, really important that when you hear a good idea, maybe you watch a phenomenal video. I watched a fantastic job that Larry did on the compensation plan. I watched an amazing training Randy did the other day. It was awesome. I watched one Scotty did. He was talking about, the membership market around the world. It was incredible. I've listened to some incredible testimonials. And so when I hear these things, are you passing this on to your team? See, real leaders, they speed that knowledge up, and I tell you, that's what really happens. The speed of trust is when you can take something you see, you trust it, and move it forward. So if you're constantly, I don't know if that's true, or I don't know if I'm going to get help, or whatever I did years ago, I didn't get help, or I was in one of those companies before and nobody helped me and I didn't get spillage, all these kinds of things, that doesn't help you. Yesterday, whatever your experience was before doesn't help you, but doing something new forward does. And as a leader, we have to be better. So take the information and pass it on. And then ask yourself, what skill should I be better at? What is it what I need to be doing? So one of the skills that you need to be good at identifying as you build your team is, who should you be working with? Well, I'm going to work with people that are willing, that are coachable, and they're hungry right now. So if somebody isn't willing, like they're resisting, I just had this experience, I don't really know if I'm going to take action. I'm going to sit and see. No problem. Sit and see. I mean, sit over there. It's perfectly fine. Put your shades on, get a tan. It's okay. Watch us as we travel around the world and enjoy the experience together. Are you willing? You have to be open. Are you coachable? Which means if I suggest things to you, are you going to resist? Do you tell me everything you know? So when you're working with your team and you offer things, are they accepting, like, hey, thanks for that. That's really helpful. That's great. Can we do some more? Or do you feel the resistance? That's going to tell you as a leader, are they coachable? Because you want them willing. They want to take action. They're coachable, but they're also hungry right now, which is, I want to make some money. I'm looking for an opportunity. I haven't had really super strong leadership before, or I want to plug in more to the team. You should hope that your entire team wants to plug into you more and more and more. You want to become the leader that everybody wants to be on that team, because you want people that are hungry to go to action. So when I say, let's get a list out, let's get unified, get your 2, get your 4. It's the whole key to the program, right? Get your 2, get your 4. You bring in one person who gets 2, gets 4, you make $100. Everybody, anybody can bring in one person who gets 2, gets 4. It's $100. Do that 5 times, $500, 10 times, $1,000. You are responsible for creating your own spillage. So what's fabulous is you don't want people on your team wondering where that comes from, because you're out there signing up 10, 20, 30, 40 people because you understand the process. So you want to find people that are hungry now. Now, there's some people that just want to join because they want to be placed and they hope something works out. No problem. I just tell people, great, just get in. It'll take care of itself. But I'm going to go put tens of thousands of people in over the next 3 to 6 months, and you'll experience it. So but don't measure me every 4 days, measure me every 4 weeks, every 2 months, and then come back and check. And so you want people right now to be focused on taking action right now. So I always tell people, exposure is everything, fortune's in the follow-up, but work with the willing. If people aren't willing, if they're not willing to do it now, love them, but work with the willing. You're going to build so much faster. So that's the currency that earns my time. People that are getting people on the calls, they call me up and, hey, Scott, can you do a Zoom for our group? Can you do a training for our group? Can you educate us on the comp plan? Can you talk to us about the services? Can you answer some questions? Yes, 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 and yes. Get your team asking for your time. If you're a leader and your team's not asking for your time, then ask your team to ask for your time. Like, ask for my time more often. Fill up your calendar. That's what leaders do. So all business starts as conversations. So what you want to do is you want to find new candidates. And so it's really important that you're good at having conversations to find new candidates. And then you want to start the conversation, explain the business to people, and pivot. And so here's the conversation skills that matter. Inviting people to take a look at Nelo Life. So you can send them to a teaser video, or you can send them to the presentation. I prefer just to tell people, man, I ran into something they need to see. We've been friends a long time. Do I have at least 15 to 20 minutes of currency with you, with credibility with you, to take a look at something that allows us to make money worldwide? Like, in today's world, you can make money worldwide, but you just have to know where. Would you like to know where? Would you open to that conversation? So I want people to look at Nelo Life, then teaching others to get others to look at Nelo Life. So now you know how to get people started, but you want to teach people how they have to introduce people to take a look at Nelo Life. And then lastly, you have to teach people how to transition their questions. So here's some examples, right? So, hey, Jeff, we haven't chatted in a while, let's catch up, right? Or I saw one of your posts the other day. Hey, it caught my attention. Man, I'd love to have a discussion with you, right? Or happy birthday, Chris. Can't believe it. Man, life goes by fast. Simple things like this. Or, hey, Bob, I really need your support or feedback on something. I ran into something that really caught my eye. Or, hey, I've got somebody I want to introduce to you. He's a mover and shaker like you. He's making a difference. I think together, all of us can make some big money together. Or I ran into something in the local market and we have a chance to really leverage something, get first mover advantage here locally, actually in the entire region, and make a crazy amount of money traveling. Would you be interested? Or, hey, who do you know that would like to travel and make money, earn income, turning their vocation into a vacation? Hey, I'm going to take a vacation this year, and I want to take some of my best friends with me. I found a way to do it for virtually nothing. In fact, there's a way for us to get paid taking a vacation together. Would you like to learn how? These are just all introductions. It doesn't really matter what you say. What matters is you start the conversation and you do it consistently over and over and over again. 10 in play and 3 today. Just get conversations started. So you want to be good at conversations. That's the key thing. So now you get someone interested. Hey, congratulations, Bob, for getting started. Congratulations, Ian, for hitting, 2-star. Congratulations, Bill Hoffman out there hitting 3-star day. Super proud, So you're saying congratulations for joining the team, for getting connected, for making a difference. A long time ago, I have a good friend of mine, Jeff Biggins from high school, And we had this friend, Timmy. It was super funny. I'll never forget Timmy the rest of my life because he'd walk up to people all day long and just say, congratulations. It's one of the funniest things ever. Try it. Like if tomorrow you just walk up to someone in a store, congratulations. You just say that half a dozen times tomorrow. Everybody lights up and they're like, for what? Like, what did I do? What happened? Everybody's happy when you say congratulations. Be great at acknowledging, appreciating people, loving people. So if you treat people like a who's who, you can do what's what together. You can have some fun. So congratulations. Hey, my goal for you, Bob, is that, man, we hit these goals quickly. I want to create an advancement with you. That's my goal for you. Hey, I want to help you build your business at the speed you want, but I just want to know what speed that is. You want a part-time, sometime, full-time? What kind of income is that? So you're a leader. You're trying to get a sense of what's going on. So you're telling people how to do it. You're walking them through the process. You're recommending how to do it. They're hearing you do it. You're doing it with their team. So when somebody gets on a team call with you, you're asking questions. When someone, a lot of times someone gets someone on a team call, I'm like, well, tell me where your background is. What was your original profession? I want to know the person's original profession. Were they a postman? Were they an architect? Were they an engineer? Like, where were they trained? Like what? Because if I understand what they know, how they learn, how they think, then I can share with them a direction that fits in their mindset, right? So we have assignments to get out there, and the assignments is to teach our team how to be better conversationalists, better people, inviting more people with a better skill set, a better follow-up. Exposure's everything. Fortune's in the follow-up. Work with the willing, really simple stuff. So all we need is more leaders, not salespeople. This is really important. You don't need a bunch of salespeople. You don't need thousands of people on your team. You need to understand the unified concept. So if you go bring on 25 people, but you don't help people get unified, you miss the point. It's a unified global build. So bring on 3 to 5 people, but get them started to get their 2 and get their 4. If you bring in 5 new people this week, the next week they bring on their 2, and the following week they bring on their 4, you just made $500 for your effort this week, but it takes a couple of weeks to compound. You duplicate the concept next week, you get 5 new people started. They get their 2 the following week and 4. It's another $500 in the pipeline, and so on and so on. And so what's important is when people get started with us, they buy our membership. We get paid commission when people buy our membership, when people buy our products and services, when people use our future products and services. And so the more customers we have, the more the memberships we sell, the more income. So we're like, we're almost like an initiation. We're getting paid for initiating membership sales, right? So, but what we're looking primarily is people that demonstrate extraordinary leadership. I was recently at an Eric Worre conference. Eric's, certainly considered to be among the top most knowledgeable people in direct selling on earth. He does an extraordinary job teaching hundreds of thousands of people every single year, digitally all around the globe. And he recently had a conference, and he's talked with thousands of people and all sorts of companies. And if you ask someone and say, hey, anyone who's making $100,000 a year in income, how many true leaders they have on their team? Like, how many do they have? They'll answer between 5 and 10 real leaders that are willing, they're hungry, they contribute, they're really take action, they're working on themselves, they lead by example. Really only 5 to 10 earn someone $100,000 a year across the whole industry. So we don't need a lot of salespeople. We need leadership that starts with you. We have to put the man in the mirror, just like Eric played, the man in the mirror. If something's missing, it's me. And that's the missing piece. If my group's not big enough, it's me. If it's not growing fast enough, it's me. And guess what? We all show up with different skill sets and talents and educational levels and what we call activity knowledge in this industry when we get here. So we're all about leadership. And affiliates, well, they enroll affiliates, and that's nice. We need that. But leaders launch teams. Leaders launch teams. Tonight, we're launching a team. Last week, we launched a company. We're launching teams. We're going to be launching thousands of teams, but we don't have thousands of leaders yet. We have thousands of potential leaders. We have thousands of people that led other people at other times, but what we're looking for is leaders right now to launch teams. Now, I'm seeing some extraordinary leaders blow off some incredible teams. You should be organizing calls with your up team leader. This company is loaded with great people that will do live calls for you or recorded calls specifically for you. You get on the line with them, even 5, 6, 7 people, record something you can send to everybody. But what you want to do, if you can, is try to compress 20, 30, 40 conversations and exposures in about a 72-hour period of time. Just compress a lot in a short period of time. And on the other side of that, you'll get your 2, you'll get your 4, you'll get your 8. You're going to unify multiple people. You'll put a few $100s in your pocket because you're selling memberships and you're selling a business that makes sense, that can be operated in 150, different countries, 24 time zones, and all of it connected to you. Because just like I started at the very beginning, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's up to you to put the you in the leadership development. So, Eric, I got to tell you, we all work very, very hard. We're all focused. We care about our families. But what I love most about your company and the company you put together with your partners is the leadership, is the family unit, that everybody works together as a team. I'm here to help them. They're here to help me. And you've done a heck of a good job putting together this amazing culture. And it's just the beginning. As I said, we're only a few days in, folks. Give us a few weeks. Imagine a few months. And man, the millions of people that will be impacted worldwide. Welcome to Nelo Life.